Hello and welcome to this tutorial on changing the background. So what we're going to do in this tutorial is we're going to create an application which would allow us to change the background when we click on a button. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a template. So I'm going to choose an empty activity and I'm going to call this change the background Kotlin, because we're going to use Kotlin. And then Kotlin is already selected. So when I click on finish, I am given an app where Android is going to load up my app for me. So Android has given me my application to work with. You can see here on the left-hand side, I've got my manifest file. I've got my Java. Well, we're doing in Kotlin, so this is Kotlin class, but it's a Java folder. Then in my resource, I've got my layout. So what I'm going to work on, the first thing I'm going to work on is my activity main, which will allow me to be able to design how I want my application to look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it into two, which is that I'm going to do some part of it in code and some part of it design. What I'm going to do first of all is I am going to change the layout from constraint layouts. I like to use linear layout for the purpose of this teaching. So I'm just going to do linear layout. And then I'm going to get rid of this text view because I don't need this text view. Then for my linear layout, I need to specify what kind of linear layout I would like to use, because in the layout section, I have two different kind of layouts, horizontal and vertical. I want to use vertical. So I'm going to specify the orientation. I'm going to choose vertical. Then I'm going to go to my buttons and I'm going to drag a button onto the screen. So I'm going to drag a button onto the screen because I want to use, when I click on a button, I want to change the background. Then with the button, I am going to give it an ID. We need to give everything an ID so that we can have access to it. Already the ID is button, but I don't want the ID to be a button. I just want to give it my own ID, which I'll be able to remember. So when I click on BT, I'm going to just add a BTN change background, change the background button. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it change the background. And then here, I'm just going to put on change background. And that is my simple layout. If you check on the right-hand side, you see that's how my layout looks like. Just a simple, design that just says change the layout. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to give my linear layout an ID as well, so that that would be the layout that I would change. Okay, so I'm just going to type in ID and I'm going to give it LLY main, so that I'll have reference to this linear layout. I'll be able to change the background. Okay, in my component tree, you can see that my background, my button is in my layout. It's showing me the component tree. So this is a simple XML design of what we want to see in our application when we run it. So in the next video, I would show you how to actually code this for the button to do something once you click on it.